Afternoon my mother died, there was a suitcase open on the floor, sitting near the stuck window. She moved in and out of the closet, dropping this and that into the suitcase, not bothering to fold them. I followed her into the closet and scooted beneath dress hems and pant legs, into darkness and wisps of dust and little dead moths, back where orchard mud and the moldy smell of peaches clung to T-Ray's boots. I stuck my hands inside a pair of white high heels and clapped them together. The closet floor vibrated whenever someone climbed the stairs below it, which is how I knew T-Ray was coming. Over my head, I heard my mother pulling things from the hangers, the swish of clothes, wire clinking together. "Hurry," she said. When his shoes stopped into the room, she sighed, her breath leaving her as if her lungs had suddenly clenched. This is the last thing I remember with perfect crispness. I don't remember what they said, only the fury of their words, how the air turned raw and full of wealth. Later, it would remind me of birds trapped inside a closed room, flinging themselves against the windows and doors, against each other. I inched backwards, deeper into the closet, feeling my fingers in my mouth, the taste of shoes, of feet. Dragged out, I didn't know whose hands pulled me. Then found myself in my mother's arms, big as her snow. She smoothed my hair, so don't worry. But even as she said it, I was peeled away by T-Ray. He carried me to the door and set me down in the hallway. "Go to your room," he said. "I don't want to," I cried, trying to push Paxton back to the room, back where she was. "Get in your goddamn room," he shouted, and shoved me. I landed against the wall and fell forward onto my hands and knees. Lifting my head, looking past him, I saw her running across the room, running at him, yelling, "Leave her alone!" I huddled on the floor beside the door and watched through air that seemed all scratched up. I saw him take her by the shoulders and shake her, her head bouncing back and forth. I saw the whiteness of her lips. And then, though everything starts to blur now in my mind, she lunged away from him into the closet. Away from his grabbing hands, scrambling to something high on a shelf. When I saw the gun in her hand, I ran towards her, clumsy and falling, wanting to save her, to save us all. Time folded in on itself then. What is left lies in clear yet disjointed pieces in my head. The gun shining with a toy in her hand, how he snatched it away and waved it around. The gun on the floor. Bending over to pick it up, the noise that exploded around us.
You are the one who killed her.
No! No! Into darkness, the wisps of dust and little dead moths. Back where orchard mud and the moldy smell of paint flung its feet. Hey, you guys want some snacks? I got some sugar! Not bothering the both of us. The closet was like... Just keep going! I saw her. Action. There was a suitcase open on the floor near the. What are you guys doing?
But it's getting oh so hard to spend these days without my heart. So I'm taking you with me.